Robin Hood is a tale you've probably encountered hundreds of times in your life. You've seen it in many iterations. We have the latest big screen instalment. The last one was in 2010, which was directed by Ridley Scott and starred Russell Crowe, and was a far more grounded in reality version of Robin Hood. Unlike this recent version that really does just throw everything, including the kitchen sink, into the movie. In fact, at one point at the end, I would not have been surprised if there was giant robots and monster trucks appearing out of nowhere. It was one of those kind of movies. Now, I won't bore you with the synopsis of the film because I'm sure you understand Robin Hood. The tale of a rich guy goes to war, comes back, his land is gone, and he has to rob from the rich, give to the poor, that kind of thing. But this kind of version is almost as if it's a Chinese whispers kind of version. Game used to play at school when I was younger. You know, one person would say, whisper something into another person's ear. They would add to it until it would get to the end and it would be a completely different story. That seems to be how they have worked into this sort of legacy cinematic universe of Robin Hood, which just never quite works or pays off. There is so many things wrong with this movie that it just pains me to sit down and have to talk about it. But usually, as someone has pointed out, I'm quite favourable towards movies. And that's because ultimately, I don't really want to talk about bad movies that much if I can help it. Robin Hood was something that left me extremely frustrated. Its lack of authenticity is one thing, but the sheer lunacy and ludicrous nature of what they threw into this movie had me with my head in my hands, just shaking it. Just, is this real? Am I seeing what I'm seeing? There is people who have crossbows that work almost like machine fire at certain points. These guys are jumping about, doing acrobatics, shooting bows and arrows as if they are just absolute nothing. Easily done. There is a montage at one point during the movie, as all good action movies should have a montage at some point, but there is one montage where Robin is being trained by his friend, learning how to get that muscle bulk up, learning how to shoot, and as we see this about to happen, they're in his manor, his mansion, as the friend's talking to him saying, this is what we're going to do. We get his girl, Marion, turns up to look for him. He pretends he's not there and she leaves. And then she says to him, I was at your mansion yesterday looking to talk to you. So we know we've had a time span from one day to the next is the full training regime. That is him, a fully trained parkour specialist robber type thing. And this does take a lot of liberties with the Robin Hood storyline. In fact, it takes a hell of a lot of liberties with it. Changing and switching some of the characters around, interjecting new characters that really add nothing to it. They do have one thing going for it, and that is Ben Mendelsohn as the Sheriff of Nottingham, who's pretty good, but even then he's could have been more scenery chewing, could have been a little bit more Rickman-esque. And I will go back to Prince of Thieves because that is one of my favourite iterations, as well as the Adventures of Robin Hood, as well, the Errol Flynn one. This is a blight on that. It is a movie that feels as if it's been done for the ADHD generation. It is all glitz and glamour with absolutely zero substance behind it. It was very, very disappointing. And I look for the silver lining in almost every movie I was in, and I was struggling. I was really struggling to come away with anything that I could say was pretty positive about this movie. It feels like people have sat down, they've plotted out the Robin Hood story, and then they've just started spitballing. Let's throw in leather jackets, modern day haircuts, let's put in modern day language, let's have steampunk, let's have a little bit of steampunk thrown into this as well. Yeah, what else can we throw into this crazy hodgepodge of just randomness that they throw at the screen? And then we get to sort of some of the plot points. And I won't go through the plot points, but some of the subtext, and I say subtext, but it's fairly there on the surface, that they throw into this. They throw into the fact that he's a war hero, went to war, came back, and the world's changed, and it's not really there to support him. They seem to have stripped away his legacy while he's been gone. We get political machinations all the way through the movie, as well as into the fact that religion, politics. They are all out to be rich and should not be trusted. Even the people who are sort of trying to help the poor people in this world, they're not to be trusted either, because ultimately they're all out for themselves. And it feels like something that somebody threw in there and just went, you know what, that's deep. I've nailed that one. I've threw in stuff about the war. I've threw in politics. Nailed it. It's rotten. It is absolutely atrocious, as well as the relationship between Robin and Marion. They bump into each other at the start. Next scene, they're kissing, where for some reason Robin seems to be just whisking her around, spinning her rapidly for no reason whatsoever, almost as if he's trying to make her dizzy. And then he has to go to war, and you're supposed to feel as if there's a relationship there. This movie is a movie that's probably been script formed by bullet points. It feels that way. It's just like this bit, this bit, this bit, action set piece, another little bit, politics, action set piece. I thought, honestly, I feel like I'm wasting my time here, because I'm just putting down on the movie that a lot of people probably worked on and a lot of people probably are proud of. I didn't like it. I just did not like it at all. And it's an easy win for me. Robin Hood, I love that tale. They ruin it. And then at the end, for no reason whatsoever, they throw in a little twist towards a second movie that is probably never going to happen. It feels a lot like Batman as well. You'll get that feeling when you go to see it. If you choose to put yourself through it, you'll see a lot of Batman Begins in this movie. And it doesn't fit right in this kind of time span that they're working in. Yeah, Robin Hood. For me, it was really poor. Really uneventful. Had some okay action set pieces, but some of the CGI was ropey. Some of the action set pieces were unable to tell what exactly was going on. I could hark on this movie for an age, and I don't want to do that. For me, simply, it's a 1.5 out of 5. It's one of the poorest movies I've seen this year, and it was one that I was kind of excited for, because, you know what, I liked Guy Ritchie's King Arthur last year. I think I was one of the few people that liked it, and I felt this was going to be a Robin Hood kind of in the same vein. Unfortunately, it wasn't quite that. It's not even a good attempt at it. So there we have it. There's my thoughts on Robin Hood. I'd love to know. I would love to know if you like this movie and why. Let me know in the comment box below. I won't berate you. Your own personal opinion is absolutely your own personal opinion. I would just be curious about why you liked it. And I'd love to know your score out of 5 if you do have one for it. Or if you've seen it and agree with me, let me know in the comment box as well that it's not just me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Man vs Film.